What's up, you guys? Slasher Movies here, and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my top 10 favorite movies of the past 10 years. This was a requested video from Colin from Canada when he won my 2,000 subscribers giveaway. So I hope you guys enjoy. Now, before we begin, let me shout out a few honorable mentions because if I don't mention these movies, I'm going to scream because there's so many great movies I wanted to mention. Those films are Atonement, Take Shelter, Winter's Bone, The Departed, Interstellar, The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises, The Hunger Games, Gravity, District 9. So starting my list off at number 10 is Whiplash. This movie was incredible. This movie about like this jazz band and how it depicts abuse and how much abuse we allow in our lives just so that we in hopes of achieving our heart's desires is incredible. I mean, this movie had me gripping on edge, just pure intensity from the start to its absolutely no perfect ending. Number 9 is Toy Story 3. This is the animated movie that reduced me to a weeping baby. Not only is it extremely charming and fun, but it's extremely relatable, and it couldn't have come at a more perfect time in my life. And how it teaches us about growing up and moving on in life is incredible. Not only is this in my opinion, the best Toy Story film, it's just one of the best animated films ever. Number 8 is Walk the Line. Now, I grew up on country music. Now, shoot, I even still listen to country music. So Johnny Cash was an artist that I heard quite a lot growing up as a kid, and I thought they knocked his biopic out of the park. I love this movie, from the storytelling to the music to the performances from Joaquin Phoenix and Reese Witherspoon. Everything just blends perfectly together in my opinion, and this movie solidified Reese Witherspoon as my favorite actress of all time. I not only love her because I think she's gorgeous, but I think she is a terrific actress and has so much charm and likability. And number 7 is 127 Hours. This movie, you guys, is my notebook. It doesn't matter how many times I watch this movie, I cry. I cry every single time at the end of this movie. It always never fails, and I think this is Danny Boyle's best movie. And honestly, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think James Franco might give the best performance from any male actor of the decade. I just get lost in this movie every time I watch it, from the direction to the visuals to the intensity of it. And honestly, I felt like this movie proved that no idea is a bad idea, that if you can tell a story and tell it incredibly well done, that any movie is possible. Because I will admit, I was completely against this movie until I saw this movie. Number 6 is Cloud Atlas. I genuinely have to defend this movie like once a week. I love this movie, and I actually think it's like an underrated masterpiece. I don't think enough people have seen this movie and understand it, because I just love it so much. From the performances to the imaginative ideas and direction from the Wachowskis, it's just incredible. I find this movie so fascinating, and every time I watch it, I learn something new. It's just incredible, and I wish more people would watch this movie. Number 5 is 500 Days of Summer. This is the best romantic comedy of the decade, in my opinion. I love how brutally honest and real this movie is about relationships at times, but I also love how charming and funny and entertaining it is, and I love the style and the narrative structure of how it jumps around from days to day. It's really, really cool and keeps the movie always fun and interesting, and the chemistry between Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Zooey Deschanel is some of the best chemistry I've seen in a romantic comedy. Number 4 is Black Swan. In my opinion, this is Darren Aronofsky's best film, hands down, and Natalie Portman gives literally like a truly transformative performance. It is incredible how lost she gets in this movie. This movie is extremely haunting, yet beautiful, thanks to like the direction and, you know, the visuals. Just everything blends together and just makes this a very unsettling and nerve-wracking experience, and the ending to this movie is so good. Number 3 is Mad Max Fury Road. Oh my god. When I walked out of this movie, did I feel like I just been sucker punched till I was blue while watching this movie, and I loved it. I mean, the Mad Max Fury Road drops us off in this big, massive world that we ain't been to in so many years and just puts it on full throttle and shows that we are asking so little of our blockbusters and that we should ask for more. And it's just incredible to see what this movie accomplishes, not just on an action spectacle, but just in like a filmmaking spectacle. It's so cool, and literally some of the coolest action sequences I have ever seen in my life lie within this film. Number 2 is Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. This is the movie that closed out my childhood. Like, this was the last official thing I put in the youth times capsule of my life and send it off. It was incredible. This is one of the most cinematic movie experiences I've ever had in my life, and it's probably the best book to movie adaptation I've ever seen. I love this movie, and not only is Harry Potter my favorite film franchise, but I feel like Deathly Hallows Part 2 is the best of this franchise. It's cinematic, it's epic, it's grand, the performances are phenomenal, everything in this movie is incredible, and once again, this is another movie where every time I watch it, I weep like a baby. I love this movie so much. Not only is it one of the best of the decades, but it's one of my favorite movies of all time. And my favorite movie of the past 10 years is Inception. I cannot get enough of this movie. This is honestly my favorite action movie ever. I can watch this movie so many times and never be bored by it. The action is incredible, but I love the way this movie flows narratively, how it jumps around, and how the complex nature of it all just makes it every viewing always interesting and always new and fresh, and I love that. And it also showcases that our blockbusters can be confusing and complex and original, and audience members will accept that, and I love that about this film. And in my humble opinion, Inception is the greatest achievement in filmmaking in the past 10 years, and I think what Nolan did in this movie is incredible, and it's honestly my favorite Christopher Nolan movie. So there you have it, you guys. Those were my top 10 favorite movies of the past 10 years. Let me know in the comment section below what your favorite 10 films are and what you think of my list. I'm pretty sure your list is much different than mine. And until next time, I'm the Slasher Movie Reviewer, and you guys have just been slashed.